3175 Whiskey, turn left heading 310, runway 9er, clear for takeoff, Skok midfield, right down 1813.
Left 310, clear for takeoff, 3175 Whiskey on 9er.
0 Lima Romeo, traffic departing 9er prior to arrival.
Alright, here we go.
Romeo, roger.
Clear right, clear left. Well.
Executive Tower, good afternoon, November 51166, that's the 172. We're shoreline southbound, climbing at
Gauges in
800,
green.
full stop at a Pompano.
Airspeed alive.
66
Fuel
executive
flow.
tower, continue southbound and enter right down 9er.
84 knots.
Continue south and right down 19er, 51166.
Rotate. Positive right. Gear up.
Executive Tower, Seneca 84465, 1008, descending 1000, bound for touch and go.
84465 Papa, executive tower. Make straight in on A13, clear touch and go, touch and go, squawk VFR, and make right traffic. You're number 2 for the airport, following a Skyhawk mile final.
Clear touch and go 13, after the touch and go squawk VFR, right traffic 46 Papa.
November 75 Whiskey, contact Mama departure.
Over departure. Good day, 7 Whiskey.
Executive Tower.
Departure, Baron 3175 Whiskey is with you, 1000 for 2000.
75 Whiskey, Miami departure, radar contact, climb and maintain at 7,000.
Up to 7,000, 7 Whiskey.
Miami approach 627 Sierra Papa.
For 7 Sierra Papa, Miami approach, altimeter 3001, remain outside of Charlie airspace.
001, remain out of Charlie airspace. 7 Sierra Papa, thanks. Approach Century 12 is with you at 3000. Approach Century 12.
12 Miami approach, go ahead.
Checking in at 3000.
Okay, thanks, you're loud and clear. The altimeter is 3001, and you're going to Fox 45, sir?
Correct.
Number 9, correction 8, Juliet Bravo, join the final at pads and let me know when you see the airport.
Okay, we'll join the final pad, let you know when I see 782 Bravo.
5 Whiskey, flighting 360.
360 heading 7 Whiskey. 1,000 to go.
Sierra Papa, Executive Airport, 12 o'clock, 15 miles.
Thank you, we don't have it on site. Haven't set up yet.
Hey, Tacoma 88, you there?
Finally, Tacoma 88 with you, leveling off 2000, heading 330.
88, climb and maintain 16, 16,000, your radar contact.
We'll climb up to 16,000, Tacoma 88.
Sierra 12, you can proceed direct Fox 45.
Direct to Foxtrot 45, Sierra 12.
15 Whiskey, contact Palm Beach on 125.2.
25.27, was good.
Tacoma 88, turn left, heading 290 to join ARC's transition.
Palm Beach, bearing 3175 Whiskey with you, level 7,000, 360 on heading.
3175 Whiskey, Palm Beach approach, Palm Beach altimeter 3002.
0027 Whiskey. Alright, trim is set. Preset, I should say. Temperatures are good.
Niner X-ray, contact Boca Tower 118.42.
I'll hold off a little back pressure.
118.42.
Let the airplane settle. As I put in the trim before the airplane settled, but I know we're, based on my weight and my profile, basically where the trim's going to end up. Which enables me to stay ahead of the airplane.
November 75 Whiskey, turn rating 020, join Victor 3 on course.
020, Victor 3 on course, 75 Whiskey.
Central Craft Hotels, turn at Palm Beach altimeter 3002.
There we go, hands off. Rear level. You'll notice I set my trim before anything. And that's kind of flying by numbers. So, autopilot's off. So, as my advice to you, my example there is get to know the airplane that you fly regularly, get to know the settings, and that'll enable you to stay ahead of the airplane. And especially when single pilot IFR, staying ahead is your friend.
Coast Guard 2310, contact Miami approach 119.7.
119.7, Coast Guard 2210, push.
So, welcome aboard. We are currently cruising level 7,000 feet. We are in a 020 heading, actually tracking 013. We have a ground speed of 200 knots. I have an indicator speed of about 170. Actually 166 looks like. And it's outside air temperature is about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're cruising along, burning about 13 gallons a side, so a little over 26 gallons an hour. So, as those of you who follow me along in my videos, notice I've mentioned many times in my videos, so if you have any requests, feel free to contact me. Anything you need to know, anything you want to see, feel free to contact me, and I am happy to report that many of you do. And so I appreciate it, and although it takes me some time to be able to actually show you when it comes to videos, I do respond to all the communication as quickly as I can, and I think most of my regular followers can attest to that. And I'm pretty proud of that, I try to communicate as much as I can. So with that being said, I've had many requests, one of which was a request regarding my autopilot. So one of my viewers wanted to know what autopilot do I have, and kind of an overview of how it works. So I will do my best with the camera and the view to show you as much as I can and to tell you a little bit about it. So I have a Century III, it's an old autopilot, old analog autopilot. It's a Century III Autopilot. It's a fairly basic autopilot, but it does track heading. It can track VOR or GPS. I do not have an altitude pre-select, but I can adjust my pitch, so I can manually adjust my vertical speed, but I can't set a vertical speed to it. And it will actually shoot an approach as well. So it's a very, even though it's a basic autopilot, it is a very capable autopilot. And so it enables me to do everything I need. So it does not have altitude pre-select, which of course I'd love. So those of you notice that I usually use this little plastic little suction cup, and I tend to drop it. So as I mentioned, it is capable of tracking a VOR, although short of an approach, I usually will tend to use the heading bug often for even VOR or GPS navigation. So there's many reasons to that.
3175 Whiskey, contact Miami Center, 132.25.
3225, have a good day, St. Louis. 3225, and hits
10 miles, 10 miles in diameter. Okay, looking right at it, 5 Charlie Golf will revise.
Miami Center, Baron 3175 Whiskey, level 7000.
And the last second.
Baron 3175 Whiskey with you, level 7000.
75 Whiskey, Miami Center, Air Retail Altimeter 3003.
003, St. Louis. So I tend to track via heading mode often, and not always necessarily use the Elated track the VOR. And the reason behind that is because it is an older autopilot. I find that sometimes it'll do a little snaking, a little S-ing back and forth.
790 November Delta Clitterick, Melbourne.
Opposed to when I hold a heading.
Victor 37090 November Delta.
It'll often be a little more smoother, a little more accurate, a little less snaking. Although I can do that as well. So, and I do have, so I have many choices when it comes to that. So, starting with the main control unit down here, this is how I turn on the autopilot. So I have a roll mode and a heading mode. So when heading mode, my heading bug, which I can turn right here, it controls my heading, hence the heading bug. When I'm in roll mode, I literally can control the roll of the airplane via this round knob here, roll left, roll right, and control it via that way instead of the heading bug. I have an altitude hold, so when I press the altitude button, it'll maintain the altitude that I'm currently at. There is no pre-select, so I can only select the altitude that I'm currently at. And then I have a pitch mode, and so if I deselect the altitude, I can then control my pitch down and my pitch up by turning this round knob accordingly. So, and while I'm in heading mode, this is my other controller. this is where I tell it if I want to be in heading mode, Omni, nav mode, localizer normal, and localizer reverse for those reverse back course VORs and ILSs. So heading mode, we're currently in heading mode, so hence the heading bug's controlling it. Difference between Omni and nav is Omni
785 Charlie Golf, instead of maintain
tends to be
8,000.
a little more sensitive
Down to 8,000.
as far as maintaining the needle and adjusting quicker, where nav is a little more forgiving and tends to be slower to react. If I am shooting just a regular localizer VOR approach, I simply would move it, turn this knob to localizer normal, and if I'm shooting a back course, I would turn it to localizer reverse. So when I am flying on ILS, however, for a GPS approach with vertical navigation, I then would have it in Omni mode. The key there is you have to get it to Omni mode prior to intercepting the final course. Usually when you're within 15 degrees, you would want to have it on, and before you, of course, hit your final approach fix. It will then come on, and it will then fly your glide slope.
785 Charlie Golf, can I get about 10 to the left? 785 deviations left or right, of course, approved. When able, direct for Hokie and advise. Okay, now to the left about 10, and I'll advise Charlie.
So for those of you that are
790
instrument-rated
November Delta, contact Orlando
fly ILS approaches,
4.8, nice day. 48790 November Delta, good day.
when you have the autopilot in Omni mode and you're shooting an ILS, the way it goes down the glide slope, obviously the only thing it can do is lower the nose.
26 Charlie Bravo, yeah, just let me know what the new VFR cruising altitude is going to be.
So when shooting an approach and it lowers the nose, obviously your airspeed will increase. So to control your airspeed on an ILS approach, you would then control it by the power. So some of you may have been taught attitude. You control your speed via your attitude. You control your descent via your power, especially on an ILS approach. That is true. However, when you're shooting with the autopilot, it is reverse, because the autopilot is then going to fly
785 Charlie Golf,
the glide slope. So the only way to slow down, you obviously can't pull back because the autopilot is taking you down there. So as you reduce power and slow down, in essence you're doing the same thing. Your descent rate increases. It wants to keep you on the glide path, so then the autopilot will raise the nose, essentially slowing you down to keep you on the glide path. So arguably it's the same, so please don't send me messages saying that's not true. It is true and it's not true, because at that point your autopilot's going to lower the nose, do whatever it has to do with the nose to keep you on your glide path. It's then your power setting that you will then adjust, so that way it's your power that will then make the autopilot adjust the attitude, which in turn will slow you down or speed you up respectively. So, that's a little brief overview of the Century III Autopilot. Again, it's an older autopilot, analog, but it's tried and true, and it's fairly reliable. Like any autopilot, when you're flying on autopilot, you can't just blindly trust it. And especially you'll notice when I start going IMC, my hand is always on the yoke. I'm still managing the aircraft, and if I feel the yoke do anything that I deem inappropriate, at that point I can disconnect the autopilot. And as far as disconnecting the autopilot, there's many ways to do it. I have a disconnect button on the yoke. I can also turn off the elevator trim right here, which would then, it wouldn't disconnect all the autopilot, but it would disconnect my nose up, nose down. I can push the buttons here as well, which when I hit the button on the yoke, it pops the buttons here, but I can manually do it. And last but not least, I can pull the circuit breaker on the autopilot. So there's multiple ways to disconnect the autopilot. And if all else fails, I can always turn off the avionics master. So if you're flying with autopilot and you're not familiar with it, get to know it, get to know how to turn it off. If you get a runaway trim and your trim starts taking off on you, know how to respond to it, know how you're going to stop it, because a runaway trim can be a dangerous situation if you let it get out of control and the airplane wants to nose up. or even nose down for that matter. But they're a great tool. They're a great tool for single pilot IFR, which is something that I'm going to talk about in my upcoming videos. Single pilot IFR, what it entails, how to do it safely, and what you need to do different than when you are training or when you are flying with another pilot and you have to do it all yourself. So, also another announcement coming up. So I have some giveaways that'll be coming up in the future. So for those of you that follow me regularly, I'm going to start doing a little bit of giveaways. Nothing to do for the giveaway. No need to purchase. No purchase necessary. The only thing for my giveaways, all you have to do, and if you want to get a head start on it now before I start making the announcements, is the only requirement is you have to be a subscriber of mine to be eligible for the giveaway, both on YouTube, which you're here, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, or at the end of the video, you can go ahead and hit, when a picture of my face comes up, you can hit that as well, or you can go to my Baron Pilot page and hit subscribe there. Second thing you need to do is go to Facebook, Baron Pilot as well. So nothing to remember, Baron Pilot on YouTube, Baron Pilot on Facebook, and go and subscribe there. You have to be subscribed to both pages to be eligible, and you'll get notification on both, or you watch my videos, you will get notification. Once you do that, that's it. There's nothing else to do. You will be eligible at that point for my giveaways. So in case you don't have to worry about missing something, even if you don't hear about it, your name will be put into the drawings as they come up. So simple. You don't need to be a patron of mine. You simply just need to subscribe to both pages, both Facebook and YouTube. And of course, stay tuned and you know, like my videos, comment my videos, share my videos. The more love you give me, the more love I can give back, and the more I can do for you as far as giveaways and other exciting things. So that's it. So looks like, despite the fact that this is summer and we've been getting crushed in Florida with weather, this should be a fairly routine flight. This is fortunately one of the days that it's cleared up. So hopefully my return flight on Sunday, today is Tuesday by the way, the weather will hold up and be a nice day on Sunday as well.